Hi, I'm Anna Garrett, one of the co-founders of the Medipreneurs Summit, and today I'm talking with Lisa Larter. And Lisa is our keynote speaker for the 2019 meeting, and she was also the keynote speaker for the 2018 meeting. And we just loved her message so much that we decided to have her come back. So Lisa, we're happy to have you here with us again.
Thank you for having me back.
So can you tell everybody a little bit about what your business is? You're a non-pharmacist, so we'll get into that in just a minute, but what do you do? What do you help people with?
I help people in, I would say, three key areas of their business. I help people with strategy. I support strategy with coaching and advisement, and I support strategy through implementation services. So people can work with me to develop a business and marketing strategy and go away and execute on their own. They can work with me on that strategy and get ongoing support in terms of coaching and advisement. And if they would like somebody to do some of the heavy lifting, my team will actually do some of the execution of the strategy for you.
Awesome. Well, so the energy of last year's event was just amazing, and it was like that right as we got started. So I would love to hear what your biggest takeaway as a non-pharmacist was from last year's event.
That's a great question. What was my biggest takeaway? I don't know that I have just one. I think I have several. I think one, the people in the room were so open and receptive to ideas. And so when you see a large group of people that are that open and receptive to ideas, that tells me that they are on the brink of change. Because normally if we're safe and everything is really good in what we're doing, we are a little bit more resistant to change. And this group was like, bring it on. It was like they wanted to drink from a fire hose, and they wanted to collaborate with each other and share ideas. And they really wanted to have rich conversations about the way they're working in pharmacy and the way other people are working in pharmacy. So there was just this insatiable desire to learn. That to me, I think, was the biggest takeaway. And I love that.
Yeah, it really was amazing. So what are you most excited about on your return visit?
Well, I'm excited to see the people that were there last year and to see what they've done since last year's conference. I'm excited to talk about some of the changes in the industry that have taken place since last year. And, I'm really excited to see what's next for these folks, because being open and excited about the future is step one. But then what happens is, we get caught up in the day-to-day routine of life, and our own resistance kicks in, and we start to tell ourselves what is and what is not possible for us. And so I'm really hoping that we can break through some of the resistance that may have gotten in the way over the last year of people really taking the plunge to do what they want to do next in pharmacy.
Well, it's interesting because, as soon as you mentioned the Amazonification of pharmacy last year, Amazon did indeed buy PillPack. Mm-hmm. And so that is an area that they're moving into. And the profession of pharmacy, especially in the retail setting, is really in turmoil right now. And so I think people are really going to have to think about, what they want their future to look like. Mm-hmm. And pharmacists by nature are not risk takers. So what would you say to a pharmacist, young or old, who was thinking about setting out on their own to create their own business and had some hesitation and fear about that?
I think the most important thing that pharmacists can do today is really own their thought leadership and their knowledge base. I think that because they have been in an industry where their compensation has been tied to dispensing versus giving advice, it's a big shift for them. I am a knowledge worker. I sell advice all day long and get paid very well for the advice that I have. And I know how valuable what I know is to business owners. But pharmacists are not used to selling what they know to consumers or to other businesses. And so I think the biggest opportunity is for pharmacists to build self-confidence in what they know and awareness that what they know is valuable and monetizable.
Well, and it's interesting that you say that because I'm in a pharmacist moms group on Facebook, and recently there was a post about selling your services, and somebody made a comment of, oh, no, nobody's going to pay for our services because the drugs are so expensive. And I was like, well, if you create something of value, people will absolutely pay for it. So I think it's on us to think creatively outside the box and think about people we can serve in a much deeper way that brings value to their care. So
I agree completely. And I think the healthcare industry as a whole, even in Canada, is changing. And, doctors have less time. Nurse practitioners are replacing some of the conversations that you would have with your doctor. Patients are looking for more information because, quite frankly, they don't know what is the truth and what is fake news when it comes to Dr. Google. And I think that is a role that a pharmacist can step into and play a really, really valuable part in a patient's journey.
Right. I mean, so I've niched myself down into perimenopause and have been really successful at that. So, anything is possible, I think. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say this year about the direction that the profession is moving in. And I also wanted to let everybody know that you're also going to be teaching a workshop on Sunday afternoon that basically will allow the participants to take what they have assimilated in the event and create themselves a roadmap for how to move that forward. And as somebody who just went through your roadmap program, it's really valuable. So yes.
I'm going to walk them through this. They're going to leave with one of these little babies, and it's just like, an old-fashioned roadmap, and it's literally going to walk them through from 1 to 11, all the different steps that they need to take in order to execute their own plan.
Right.
Because when, here's what I know about working with creative people and business owners is there is no shortage of ideas. The challenge is prioritizing and chunking down what needs to be done first, second, and third. And if you can do that, you have a far greater likelihood at moving forward and attaining the success that you want to create.
Absolutely. So as people are making their travel plans, they need to plan to stay on Sunday afternoon to attend your workshop. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for being with me today, and I cannot wait to see you again in April.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you, and everyone who is in attendance is going to be another really great year.
Yes, it is. Thanks.